You've guessed it, we went virtual. We had to transfer all of our events online, and we found so many amazing benefits to this that we want to share with you guys. So John, who are you? What are you up to? Share with us, because it's just so amazing.
So thank you. So my wife's phone is...
You know what? We are all dealing with these different distractions, trying to get on technology and it's just not working. I think systems are overloaded. The kids home, the different background noise. Don't worry about it, John. We're all there with you.
Just as you started introducing me, it went on. It's like timing's everything. So thank you for doing this with me. I'm very excited about this Greenville event. So a little bit about who I am. I'm going to kind of go back. This will probably take a couple of minutes. I'm going to go back to, my college days. At that time, I decided I needed to go to college. I needed an undergraduate degree. I decided it was going to be in economics and accounting. And as I was coming at the back end of that, it's like, I got to go for my MBA. So I did that too. And I worked my petunias off, to get that MBA. I was actually very close to a full-time student and a full-time accountant at the time. So I did that, and then based on that educational package, my career path kind of defined itself from that, and I wound up having a marvelous career path and career experience. I wound up on Wall Street and wound up in the banking industry, wound up doing a lot of consulting work as the industry was changing. And, I can look at things that, in my career that I'm proud of. I might sit there in the evening and say, wow, I did that,
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, and that makes me feel really good. But there was a flaw in this whole thing. And that flaw was that I was selling myself. I was selling my time, and there was only one of me. So during times like this, when the economy has gone down, and I'm old enough to have experienced several economies going down the tubes, maybe not like this.
Glad I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Right.
First time.
So I've got at least 3 of them.
I'm staying young forever.
Yeah. I have at least 3 of them. And each time, because how I was positioned, with my career, I got slammed. I mean, I really got slammed, and no less than 3 times I lost everything, which that is not a fun place to be at, because you're starting all over again. And each time you start all over again, you're older.
Yes.
So you have a little less energy. So, what a light bulb has gone off in my head, and people have been talking about it for a long time, but the light bulb that went off is you have to have multiple streams of income. And by doing multiple streams of income, you are diversifying yourself so that when calamities happen in the economy, something is still working so that you don't go down the drain financially.
Yep.
And overlying that, I through the years have discovered the law of attraction. And when you kind of overlay the law of attraction on all these things, you wind up with a beautiful equation. I mean,
yep.
All kinds of great things happen. So what I do is now I actually coach people, and I'm specializing on helping people through the law of attraction to help build out their life and plans and goals. And I'm also training them and coaching them on networking, marketing, and sales, and to be able to enhance any business line that they're involved in.
I love that. And you know what? I don't even want to say it's such an important time now more than ever, because business owners, you need this stuff all the time, whether it's crisis and world domination happening and coming at us, or just a normal everyday, where life is happening as it, normally does. These are things that you need as a business owner, right? You need that
absolutely.
coach, you need that support, you need that system, you need that structure. So, John, it's really why I loved bringing you on and into the Savvy Networker as a host, because you have very creatively found a way to position yourself and really teach other entrepreneurs how to not only create multiple income streams, but also coach them through the process of, combining them together and really using them to drive their business forward. So thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate it. And of course, we're self-quarantining, so we're, you're there and I'm here. And so let's talk about it. So for those of you who don't know, Savvy Networkers started just over 2 years ago. We're in 30 cities across Canada and the US. We host in-person and online networking events. We have recently transitioned all of our in-person events to an online platform. It's a little bit different than how we typically host online to kind of keep the culture alive. And John is one of our takeover hosts. And of course, kicking off the Greenville networking event, we have been faced with all of these different things. And, I kept saying, like, we're faced with challenges, but really when you look at it, this is just an opportunity to transform the way we're doing something. And I'm a firm believer that as an entrepreneur, you just have a different kind of blood running through you. If you're not an entrepreneur, you just don't get it, right? You just don't get that drive and that passion. And I always say, like, I must have green blood because it's that money blood that flows through me, right? No matter what happens, I'm going to do this. And it's really why I love connecting with you. So I guess, like, I would love for you to share with people why it's so important to continue networking, even if you're not able to get out to an event for the next couple months, because we really don't know what's going to unfold. But why is it so important to continue networking for your business?
Well, networking is the lifeblood of your business, because you constantly have to meet new people, meet new organizations. And if you don't, then you're just going to wither and die. It's the slogan, use it or lose it. Well, it's the same thing with networking. If you don't use it, you lose it. And anybody who doesn't network is not going to be as successful as they could be, or if at all, as somebody that aggressively networks.
Yeah.
And the thing about networking is that, and this is sort of a blend between the networking and marketing. What's very, very important is that people know you. They have to know you, they have to like you, and then they'll buy from you. And networking is that starting point.
Exactly. And it's so interesting that you say that, because I always say you literally, you cannot operate a business without people. So if you're not connected to people, you have zero chance of success. And I know that, from the marketing standpoint and the online networking space, because of course we're transitioning into this, really pushing the pedal forward to have all our events online. For a lot of people, online networking looks like creating a Facebook post and popping it on their page and then mass sharing it to groups, just kind of like, I call it the pitch, pass, pray. Like, pitch my business, pass my card, or pass my post in this scenario, and pray that someone is going to call me or buy from me. And it just doesn't work, right? And so many entrepreneurs are doing that, which is why I'm really loving the challenge of bringing everybody that would normally be meeting us in person online, because it's going to give them a chance to see really how to do this different. So John, I know you and I are going to share some different ways that people can network effectively online. And before, diving into that, I want to talk about it. So specifically, the Greenville event's coming up March 24th. It's still going to be at 7 p.m. We have reduced the tickets to $5 because we want to make sure that, during these times, people are still, getting out there and connecting, and that they're able to do it. And so making it very affordable for people. And it's going to be, a very similar experience where there's an education component. So you're going to learn about different business topics. and you're going to get to connect and network with people and walk away with relationships. And I think that that's so powerful that we learn how to do that online, because even with the current circumstances, the power that comes from having human to human connection and online connections, it literally just 10x's your business. Okay. Like if you're only doing one and not the other, you're missing out, and vice versa, right? If you're online and not offline, you're missing out. And so in this diverse world, the combination of two is so powerful. So we're really going to use the next couple of months to enhance the online, platform. And so, your event is March 24th. So talk to me, why are you excited about doing this online? Or are you excited? Are you nervous about doing it?
Oh yeah, of course I'm nervous. So,
Tech challenges, here we come. I'm just like,
oh yeah.
I'm bracing for it.
Right. The
30 events.
Technology is beautiful, but it sometimes can give you heartburn.
Yeah, we're going to have 30 events in 12 days online. And I am just like, brace yourself, Sarah. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, really. But I'm very nervous, but and I'm more nervous about the technology than anything else, but I'm very excited about it because, originally this was going to be an in-person type of event, and it was going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. And, I was excited that, people local to Greenville would come. Now it opens this up to, you could be in all throughout South Carolina. You could be in Georgia. You could be in Virginia. I've got friends of mine in India that may join. So this opens up the door to a broad audience. And by the way, as a side, because it's a technology-driven online thing, we do have a limit as to how many people can come. So be sure to get your tickets early. So that
you can participate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why I'm very, very excited. And I think the world is changing now, and the focus is going to be more online driven.
Yeah.
And if since we're going to be focusing on, online marketing and things like that, this is an opportunity for people to see how it works. And it's a learning experience, even aside from the topics that we're going to be doing. It's like, this is how it's done. Kind of thing. So we're going to be showing a model here for people that are going to join, and that excites me.
Good. I'm excited. I'm happy you're excited, because I'm just going to let you roll with it. You're on your own, John. No. No. So, come on out, hang on at that event. So let me talk a little bit about strategy, okay? Because for so many of you have not participated in an online networking event. I have. We host them on a regular basis. They're a different style for sure, but we've made this event as close to the in-person as we possibly could. So the strategy for online networking events that's going to help you generate the most connections, the most leads, and really use the time that you're investing into this to have an impact in your business is very much like the model that I would say if you're attending an in-person event of ours. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is grab your ticket, right? $5, get your ticket, get connected. The next thing you want to do is you want to recognize that our events are primarily shared in two places. The first one being Meetup, and the second one being Facebook. And while you may think that is irrelevant to know, it's actually very, very relevant. And I want you guys to do some homework. So I want you to grab your ticket. We're going to list, we're going to share this event across multiple cities. So we'll list the specific ticket links that go along with it in the comments below where we share this. But the reason why you want to go to both of those places and click that you're going is because you're going to learn who else is going. And the power of networking is most commonly flawed when people believe I just have to show up at an event and network. That is the least result driven way that you can utilize networking events, because when we show up on the Meetup page or the Facebook page and we see the names of who's attending, and we click on that name and we start to ask them questions. You know, I see we're both attending the same event. I'd love to learn a little bit about who you are and what you do. You can literally investigate who you want to connect on a deeper level with. You're going to get a chance to connect with everybody, but knowing what your business needs, whether it's support with building your website, maybe you're looking for a coach, maybe your sales strategy is just like not working for you, maybe your social media strategy sucks and you're looking for someone to like educate you or hire you or people with resources to help build your business, you're going to be able to identify if those people are at the event, and you're going to be able to connect with them before you even show up in that online space. And the opposite side, if you are looking to refer people to other people in your network, you're going to know who's there so you can build a relationship with them before, during, and after the event. And of course, you know, connect and refer them. And the same thing goes with warm leads and hot leads, right? You're going to know exactly who is there that you want to, and I don't use the word target as in please show up at our event and pitch people, because that's not how we do things, Savvy Networker style. We build relationships, but you're going to know who you can help and who you can serve and why it's so important to build that relationship. John, do you have anything you want to chime in on that? I know my chatterbox.
Yeah, I mean, I think you nailed it. The beautiful thing is people will be able to see the other people, and the networking actually starts before the event.
Exactly, right? And there's so much power in that. So the next thing is that you're going to want to do that. And then during the event, all of our online networking events have a referral thread. And what I want you to do is I want you to use those referral threads, guys. This is part of my coaching business. People pay a lot of money for me to work through this, and I'm going to give it to you guys for free. Part of that referral thread is having an expert positioning statement. So instead of just saying like, I'm a mortgage broker, I want you to get really creative. So I am blank. So like for me, I'm a business operations strategist. I am blank. I help blank. So I help struggling coaches so that blank. So I help so that they can hit 6 figures, 6 and 7 figures by, okay, how do you help people? Like, who are you? How do you help them? What specifically do you do to help them? And what does that pathway look like? So I do it by helping them create massive clarity in their business and by helping them get really, really clear on who their client is, and not their ideal client, but their perfect client. Because I only want my clients working with their perfect client, not the ideal client. So when you guys show up to that referral thread, have your expert positioning statement ready. Do the work ahead of time, because remember, this is how you create relationships based on like need, okay? It's a give and take thing at this point. People can see exactly who you are, what you do, how you help, why it's beneficial, and you can see that about them. And that is a lot more of an information exchange when it comes to networking than I'm looking to sell to people who blank, or I'm looking for people to buy my blank, okay? That is not effective networking, and you're probably not going to get results if you show up and do it that way. So figure out who's going to the event beforehand, do some research, make some introductions, show up with a strong expert positioning statement. And then after the event, when that event link closes and you're no longer online, make sure you stay connected, okay? You know, John, you can talk about the fortunes in the follow-up. Like what the importance of staying connected with people after you've networked. So many people drop the ball on this, right? And part of the reason they drop the ball is because they're trying to network with everybody. No, this is why we do the research before. Not that everyone who's there doesn't have value, but you really want to network and spend your time and your energy on people that you can learn from, that you need to learn from, that you can teach, and that you can exchange product, service, knowledge, or whatever it is, because that's where you guys are both going to get value. It's a mutual grab. So Talk to me about follow-ups.
Yeah. Well, before we go to follow-ups, because what you just said is so important. I was sitting here listening and saying to myself, my God, I hope everybody realizes how valuable what Sarah just said is. So what I want to do, just kind of recap that. So, and you recap it for us, just to make sure people got it. Just an overview is, this is the expert positioning statement.
Yep.
And it's a statement that I am so
I am so that, oh, hold on. Isn't that funny? Just laugh. So I am a business operations strategist. So I am blank. I help blank so that blank by, okay, how do you do it? By giving them more time, by helping create more clarity, by, helping align them with perfect leads, by positioning them as an expert, by generating more sales, by taking them to 6 figures in 90 days. Please don't guarantee that, because you can't. But so how exactly is it that you're going to do this for them? Like, they need to know why you're going to help them, and they need to identify, like, oh, hey, that's me. Wait, I'm that person. They should know that, right? As soon as somebody reads that, they should be like, oh, yep, she's talking to me. Or, oh, yeah, he's talking to me. And when I see someone's expert positioning statement, I should have the light bulb go off. Oh gosh, I need to connect with that person. They can help me, right? Or I know someone who they can help. And that really is the power of it. It just creates extreme clarity that most of the time people aren't sitting there going, so could you explain to me what you do? They already know, they understand that.
Yeah, so that's really powerful. Folks, I hope you took notes on that one. But if you didn't, come to the Greenville event and we'll go over it again.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you were gonna, I interrupted you.
Fortune is in the follow-up.
Yeah, follow-ups, yeah.
So the important thing with following up is again, it's not to be salesy, right? It's, we were both chatting on the event, and, I noticed that we had this in common, and you really, for effective sales strategies, you want to pre-qualify people. So if you have a form that people should fill out before you take the time to get on the phone with them, have that form ready. Don't, show up at the networking event and then step back and be like, oh my gosh, I got to create all these resources and all these things to network with people. That's just ineffective, because by the time you get around to getting it done, you've already lost connection, and it's less impact. So figure out what your pathway is. I always tell people the quickest pathway from somebody to meet you to somebody that you can offer your offering, that's how you create true wealth. If it's going to take me 9 months of building a relationship or networking for you to find out that maybe I'm interested in your program, you are going to be like getting to the end of the money. You're going to be getting to the end of the money long before, the end of the month. And you're just going to be in that constant struggle because you don't have that revolving, door of money coming in. So I say, when it comes to networking effectively, focus on warm leads and hot leads, okay? You should always be able to identify at least these 2 people from an event, okay? One person that is a hot lead. So if you're chatting with somebody pre-event and they're doing the, oh my gosh, I totally need that, or you're listening to them and you hear that their problem, the problem that they have in their business is so big, and you're like, oh yeah, I can fix that. They're the hot lead, because it's going to be an easier nurture, okay? Because typically once you tell them, by the way, this is what I do, right away they're like, oh, yep, I need that, okay? So you want to follow up like ASAP with those hot leads. Your nurture leads are people who, the easiest way that I explain it is most frequently, they have a problem. And through, asking questions, you can see that they have a problem. They maybe don't see it yet. They maybe don't understand how big that problem is, how detrimental it is, why it's so impactful. Maybe for them, it's not like that nagging thing yet that's causing serious problems. So they're not even consciously aware. That's really where you want to nurture. Okay. So to say that I'm going to show up at a networking event and nurture everybody into my program is really going to be ineffective, because not everybody at that event is going to need your program. But if you can find a couple people that can become warm leads and nurture a couple people effectively and find one or two hot leads, your business is going to be consistently having that flow of revenue coming in, because as you're bringing on the hot leads, you're nurturing the warm leads who then become hot leads. And it's like that infinity, right? You keep this process going and your business should always have revenue coming in the door, right? Which is so impactful. So follow up based on where those people stand. Okay. Have materials to nurture your warm leads and have a system to close your hot leads, right? Like get them on a call right away, send them the form right away, have your payment links ready. Don't, just show up to network and hope and pray that somebody is going to just, I keep seeing these things online where people are like, oh, if you want my 10-minute coaching session, e-transfer me $20. I'm like, who in the right mind is going to do that? Right. Like, I'm not just going to e-transfer you money with no, credibility, no landing page, no nothing. Like, it's just really an ineffective way to do it. And since we can't meet face-to-face for coffee, it's important you have your stuff ready so that you can use it to nurture people and connect and close.
That's excellent. Yeah.
That's my tips. That's what I got. What you got, John?
Evidently my dog has something.
Oh gosh. No, so John, I want to thank you for being on here and connecting. And I think it's just really powerful for people to see you and know who you are. And I know that you're going to rock that event. I'm going to be on it. I'm going to connect. I'm going to join and tune in so that I can put the pressure on you.
Yeah.
But no, we're all going to get a chance to share some knowledge, share who we are, what we do, how we serve. And I truly, truly, truly believe that if we work this process of before, during, and after the event, it really is how we can use networking as the #1 way to increase our business. And for those who are in a state of like, oh, people aren't buying right now, people are too panicked and people are too worried, I'm just going to shed some light. So we sold 37 tickets in the last 24 hours to our networking events. I personally brought on a new client and I brought on 2 new partners into our partner program in the last 24 hours. So while we're in this state of, oh my gosh, nobody's spending money and everybody's business is falling apart, that is not the case. Okay. For every 1,000 people that are online, and there are millions and millions and millions of people online, for every 1,000 people that are online, it would be irrational to assume that out of 1,000 people, that every single one of those people is broke, right? It's just not reality, right? People have money, people are spending money, and the reality is that people need to be investing in themselves now and always. So to just assume that it's a good time to stop is just not the case, right? You don't put the ball down when the game is hard. You keep playing till the buzzer goes off, and the buzzer hasn't gone off. So I want to encourage you guys. I'm not saying if you're flat broke, go invest in a $50,000 program because you're hoping and praying it's going to fix things. But people are spending money, and it is okay to invest into yourself at this time and continue, keep your business going. Because I'm living proof that people are still spending money. People still have a willingness to move forward and overcome this. So, I look forward to seeing you guys on that event and some of the other events that, you guys will see me popping on 30 events. It's going to be a long couple weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to network my socks off. All right, John, any final words before we tune off here?
Well, yeah, I just a couple of final thoughts, dovetailing on some of the things that you just said now. Where there's a lot of negativity in the media and things like that, and people have a tendency to shut down, mentally from that. And you really have to stay positive. All things have a beginning, middle, and end. So we're somewhere in there, and it's going to come to an end. With that being the case, if you throw up your hands and you say, I can't network until, this is over, that's the wrong thing to do, because you network now and you are going to be building up, a following through that. But once this turns around and starts on the upswing, you got momentum. That's when you kind of explode upwards. you know.
Exactly.
So you're planting seeds now,
Yep.
that grows into a forest later.
Yep. I just keep telling people, if you had momentum before this started, just keep going. Just
Yeah.
keep going. If you didn't have it, you've got so much more time to create it. All the time you were spending driving around and, doing errands that you don't really need to be doing, or, your deep rooted commitment to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym now. You don't have to have any excuses. No, you should still exercise at home. But you do have a lot more time on your hands. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, okay, Sarah, I got kids at home. I got kids at home too. And it's all about time blocking. So, here's my mom time and my dad time, but like, we're going to have quiet time. Even if you've got to put them in front of a TV for an hour and a half, you got to do what you got to do. You still have to put food on the table at the end of the day. So dropping the ball and just letting your business fall apart, hoping that when this is over, you're just going to be able to pick it up. That's not going to be the case, because those of us who are still pushing forward, we're going to dominate the market. And so I want to encourage you to continue dominating your own market and continue with your positioning, so that you don't have to start from scratch, so that you don't have to start over, so you don't have to reinvent everything that you've already done. So wherever you are at from a momentum standpoint, just keep going. If you were working towards creating it, keep working towards creating it. If you already had it, write it out. Okay. Some people might say, no, not right now. And this is the biggest thing that I've said to people. People are like, should I drop my prices? Should I drop my prices? No. Okay. No, you don't have to drop your prices. If you are feeling like, oh my gosh, people aren't going to buy, change your payment plan. Okay. That's what we've done for some of ours. We had some clients that were sitting on the fence just before this happened. And I'm not going to reduce my services and risk my livelihood in the long run, but I am going to accommodate based on circumstances. So like, for example, the Savvy Networker online membership, it's $199 to get in. Okay. One time we've kept it at $199, but you can pay it in 8 months. So you've got 8 monthly installments. So it's smaller amounts, which gives our business owners time. So you guys can just restructure. It's just about being creative, but you can still keep the momentum going without reducing your services and reducing your own, your own self-worth and your own value at the end of the day. And I think that that's going to be really powerful to keep small business owners intact, as this whole thing plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. So we'll see you at the Greenville networking event, March 24th, 7 p.m. And that link will be shared below. If you're on another page right now and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm in New York. The New York link will be below. The Toronto link will be below. We're going to share this so everyone gets the same messaging, and everybody's going to know you, John. So be prepared.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for, connecting with me, John. Stay safe over there. Lots of Purell, guys. And I just real quick before we sign off, I've got to share my magic trick for those of you who are worried about toilet paper. I have the secret sauce. Go to the store, buy a pack of 500 napkins. You can literally get them for under $5. Lay out the napkin. Get the kids to do this. Okay, you'll keep them busy for hours. You're gonna have them cut the napkin. You're gonna fold it out to 4. For every one napkin, you have 4 squares of toilet paper. You're gonna have 2,000 squares for under $5. I think we should just do this for the rest of life. It's cheaper than toilet paper. So if you're paranoid about your toilet paper, that's my secret sauce solution. And it'll keep the kids busy. That's okay. It'll keep the kids busy. All right. Have a great night.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that. And there were so many golden nuggets, and absolutely probably the most valuable one is the toilet paper nugget, the golden nugget. So there you have it. I'm going to have links in here when you catch this on the rerun. There'll be links to be able to get to the event, to sign up. I'd love to have you come. It's online, so you don't have to worry about being close to people. We are going to have a ton of information for you, and it could be something that could potentially save your business, particularly in these really, really tough times. So thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to comment and such. Love you all, and I'll see you on Tuesday.